All right, so I'm gonna try this. I've never done this before. Tag friends, share group. I don't know what none of that means, but I'm getting on here. This is my first time ever being on live. I don't know if I could even move that, or should I keep that up? I don't know. So if you're watching this, cool. If not, whatever. I'm gonna talk to myself. If you happen to listen, cool. But I'm gonna try this out. I'm trying to hang out with y'all. See what's good with this whole live thing, and I'm gonna explain, I guess, why I'm doing what I'm doing, why I'm posting what I'm posting or whatever. So like everybody who knows me, first of all, if you don't know me, my name is Patrick. I'm 29. I'll be 30 in October. That's tough to say. That's a hard pill to swallow. I'm just joking. But a lot of people who know me know. I'm a chill guy. I'm down to earth. I'm cool. I'm far from like a Bible pusher or anybody who talks about Jesus or anything like that. But I'm far from anything like that. I've never been like that. But people who do know me know that I have a relationship with God. Like if you know me, I'm gonna talk about him some way or the other. Might be on accident, whatever. But I do. I have a relationship with God. I might not look like it. You may not see me, walking down the street. You're gonna be like, oh, that guy goes to church. Nah, you're not gonna have that impression. But it's cool. I'm cool with that. But lately, I feel like God's been putting on my heart to start opening up and say some things. So I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. And he been wanting me to tell my testimony. And I told it to a lot of people. I told it to people that I know, that I've worked with, family, people that's kind of come in and out of my life. So I told it to a lot of people. But I feel like he's like, all right, now it's time to tell it to some people. So that's why I'm doing this live. Like I said, if you watching this, cool, thank you. If not, hey, it really don't matter. I'm gonna do it anyways. I'm gonna say I did it. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna say, hey, I'm obedient. So I'm nervous. So bear with me. I'm gonna try to get this out as fast as I can. I know people are at work, whatever. It's 12:23 right now. I'm chilling in my kitchen. I ain't got nothing to do. I'm unemployed. I'm retired, but I'm unemployed technically. But that's part of my testimony. But so yeah, this all happened back in 2012. But I recently retired from UPS. I say retired, but I resigned after 8 years. But in 2011, I started 2010, 2011. I was 20, turning 21. And at the time, I was wild. Where I'm from, people know me. I was wilding, man. I was doing a lot of this crazy stuff. I don't know. I was wilding out, but I just knew at that time though, okay, I gotta go. I gotta get out of here. I gotta get out of this town, cause I'm gonna die or I'm gonna end up in jail. You know what I'm saying? I was doing some crazy stuff, and so I decided hey, I'm leaving. So I left. I packed everything up. I left. I took one bag. I had $300 in my pocket, and I took a one-way flight to Dallas, Texas. But I was originally gonna go to New Mexico. Well, that's a whole nother story. But I ended up in New Mexico. That's why I have some family out there. They still out there. They doing great things. They always told me, hey, if you ever want to get out there from Bakersfield, that's where I was born, Bakersfield, California. It's wild in the field, for my family out there doing it. Respect, I love y'all. It's tough out there though, and so they moved out, and so they've been out there for a few years now, over a decade, I think. But they were young, same age as me, and they always told me, hey man, it's wild. I know how you are. If you ever want to come out, come out. And so I finally took the offer up on it, and I dipped out. And I thought, I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna change my life. I'm gonna do better. Because growing up, I was always wild. I was always angry. My father's an alcoholic. He always was gone, always worked. He was in my life, but he was never there. I was an athlete. I have 4 brothers. We always struggled. Nothing was easy. Nothing. Anybody who knows me, I'll tell you that. Nothing was easy. And so I always caught myself, I always had a good heart, but I always caught myself doing some crazy stuff. I don't know why, but I did. But anyways, so I ended up moving out there, and I'm thinking I'm going to change my life. I'm gonna get it right, this and that. But it was a complete opposite. I moved to a small town. It only took one night, and it was like I was a celebrity. I was a celebrity. I swear, everybody wanted to know me. Everybody wanted to hang out. Me and my cousin, I don't know, they smelt, oh, you from California? You different, So it was crazy. And so even then, 2021, I didn't really have a relationship with God. I would pray. I was out there. I was alone. My family's all in California, so I was scared. I'm not gonna lie, I was scared. But I would pray. I didn't really know how to pray. Growing up, like I said, my dad, he worked sun up to sundown. We never had, a whole bunch of cars or anything like that. How do you move these? I don't know, but so like we couldn't really get around. But they always said, because my grandfather, my dad's father was a pastor, Reverend Porsche, and my parents always said, say prayers, pray to Jesus. So it was real quick, we pray for the food, I'm about to grub, thank you, that, it was like that. So I'm out there, I'm 20, 21, I'm nervous, I'm in a whole nother state, weather's crazy, so I'm praying, I'm sitting there like, God, I don't know what I got myself into, but, help me out, protect me, and I would pray. I didn't know how to pray, but that's how I would pray, you know what I'm saying, and at that time, it's when I would start to feel something, like, I'm like, what is, like, what, I would feel like, I would be praying, and I'll feel like something, I don't know, like something touched me, like tapped me or something. It was like I would always lay on my back, right? And I would pray on my back, and I would have my knees up. And it's kind of like, I tell people, it's like, I felt like a tap, like mainly on my knee, like a tap, or on my shoulder, kind of like a coach, or a parent, like, I tell my cousin, like, I feel like God's listening to me, like he's tapping me when I'm praying, like, I hear you, like, don't worry about it, I got you, but I can never explain it. I didn't understand. I didn't know anything about the Holy Spirit. I didn't know anything about the Trinity. I didn't know anything about anything. I just knew, pray to Jesus. All right, cool, that's what I'm gonna do, you know what I'm saying? That's what I did. And so that's what I would start feeling, and I was still living wild. I didn't know what to do. I kind of had a moment, and then the world took over, and I was wilding out. I remember I was working at a restaurant. I started as a host. I'm in a small town. I'm like in between, like I'm literally, you could walk to Texas from where I'm staying. So I'm either in New Mexico or Texas any given night, And it took one little function at Applebee's. It's a small town. I mean, it was like a Wednesday night. I went to Applebee's, and it was like a club, blackout, black lights. I mean, people were turned up. I'm like, what's this, And that's all it took. And I kid you not, it was like I was treated like a celebrity. Anything I wanted. I mean, women, money, cars. I was riding different cars, drugs. I started doing cocaine. I started selling cocaine. I started doing ecstasy. I was popping pills, Molly, Norcos, Oxy, anything you think of, man. I did it. I was doing it on a daily. I was doing it every night. Like, I would do everything in the same night. I would throw up before I leave the house, snort a line and go party, whatever, whatever I was doing. I always had an 8-ball of Coke in the center console of the car, because I always knew somebody was gonna call me, Me and my cousin, we was like, I don't know, we was living wild. We thought we was bad boys for real, And so I'm doing good. I thought I was doing good. I'm working during the restaurant. I'm doing great. Then I get promoted. I'm a server, and people are telling me, "Oh man, you a good guy. There's something special about you." People will start telling me that. That's when I'm starting to notice these things. Like, I can't tell you how many people, as I was a server, they would tell me, like, "Man, what are you doing out here? Like, you're not from here." They just knew. Like, people would just know, you're not from here. You got something great you need to do, but it's not here. And I was going one ear and out the other, whatever, and I'm like, all right. So I kept doing my thing. And so during the day, I'm, real nice, collared shirt. I present myself how I always do. That's how I am. But at night, man, it's a double life. I was running the streets, selling drugs, messing with different women. I mean, I would go to parties. I mean, I wouldn't even know a girl's name. It didn't even matter. Like I said, I was living a celebrity, life of a celebrity. And then I remember the whole time I'm living with my cousin. He got a family, so there's kids there. His wife's brothers out there. His kids are there. So I I've always had the same heart. You know what I'm saying? I love kids. That's my passion. That's my desire, is to be around, you know, the youth. And so I never showed them that side. So it's like I said, I was living a double life. Like during the day, oh, Patrick, he's a good guy, he's a good kid, you know. But during the night, you know, it's like I'm doing whatever I want to do, and can't nobody tell me nothing. And so I started to feel like, I started to get this feeling like, man, there's got to be more to this. You know, I got people telling me that they don't even know me. They telling me they see me doing great things, and God's telling them this. Like I literally would have people tell me, hey, I just want you to know that God told me right now. Like I'm serving on one side of the restaurant, they way on the other side, and I got people telling me, hey, come here real quick. And I'm like, yo, I'm not your server, but I can help you. You know what you need. Nah, I just want you to know that God told me that, you know, He has a plan in your life, and He's gonna do, you know, just trust in Him. And I'm like, hey, you know, cool. Like that touches me. You know, I didn't know how to take it. And obviously, I get like, all right, cool. You know, whatever. Like I said, I always knew about Jesus, so I'm like, okay, cool. Jesus he probably is listening to me. You know, and so I have so many experiences like that. But at night, you know, I just the enemy's out there. You know, he's out there like a lion. So he was trying to deceive me. And so I remember I would start feeling like, man, there's got to be more out there. I got these people telling me this. They're telling me, you're going to do great things. You got this look. You got this image. And my whole life, you know, growing up, I went to 5 different high schools. I was angry inside. My dad, like I said, my dad was an alcoholic, man. So I got into a lot of fights. I got expelled my senior year for fighting. I got charged with assault and battery. And I lost my scholarship to play football. I lost a lot. So from that point on, it was kind of like, okay, I'm just going to do what I want to do, you know? And I moved from California to Vegas. And so it was like a whole different life-changing experience. My older brother at the time, he left. So at 15, 16, I didn't really have anybody to really show me how to be an adult. So I'm looking at music videos. I'm looking at G-Unit, 50 Cent, like, oh, that's how a man's supposed to be. So, I'm not taking nothing from nobody. And so, I'm out there, but I still have this, I still have a good heart all the time. I'm still in the back of my mind at the end of the day. I'm like, man, I need to stop, or like, this can't be right, And so I started getting convicted. God started trying to soften my heart, because I'm thinking, I got the look. People are telling me I look like I can do something, I could be somebody, so, I got to figure out what it is, And so I'm selling drugs, I'm doing drugs, I'm out living this life like I'm somebody, like I'm some superstar. So really, I ain't even have a star, you feel me? Not even a quarter star. But I just remember I started feeling like there's got to be more. And I caught myself, before I moved out there, I started dabbling into like, the Illuminati. You could sell your soul to the devil for riches and fame and this and that. And I started looking into that before I even moved out there. But when I was out there and I started feeling like this, I caught myself. Like I was subconsciously, during the day, weird hours at night, I was really thinking this. Like I'm sitting there and I'm like, yo, what if this is real? What if, what if you can't sell your soul for fame? What if this is possible? And I would wake up early in the morning, like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, and I would watch these videos. I'm looking at weird videos, like, is it possible? People who've done it, conspiracy, whatever. And I just remember it would be like, it would start off with one subject, and it gradually like got darker and darker and darker. I'm looking into some dark stuff now, and I'm like, man, what am I doing? Not even paying attention to what I'm doing. And so, like I said, I'm at night. I mean, there was times when me and my cousin, we were so wild. He was doing construction at the time. We'd have work at 5 in the morning. We'd get home at 3, and we'd be so high, we'd just staring at the ceiling, like, yo, do you got to work tomorrow or today? Yeah. Oh, me too. Get up at like 4:30, hit a line, and go to work. Like, no joke. That's the lifestyle I was living on a consistent basis. And so I remember I started feeling like that. And then it was the day when like everything changed. I remember I didn't have work. We had a shed in our backyard where we were at. We had a shed. And that's where we would go to smoke. It was a big shed. You could hold like 20, 30 people in there. So that would be like a little after party spot. We go smoke, chill. We would gamble, shoot dice back there, have girls back there, whatever. But I was off that day, and I was in there, and I was chilling. And I was smoking. I was with my buddy Chris, who's still out there, lives in the same house. We're sitting there. I'm right here. He's right next to me. And this is when everything changed. I don't know how many people was watching this. I see it shows two things on the eyeball. I don't care. Whatever. I'm going to tell the story. I'm going to continue to tell it because I feel like God is telling me to tell the story. But this is when everything changed. I'm sitting there. I'm in the shed. It's dark. It's a nice warm day. All the kids, the girls and the kids, is like four kids, I believe, outside. They're all outside. They're playing in the pool. Everybody's outside. Everybody, listen to me. Everybody's outside. It's a nice sunny day. We're sitting in the shed, right? Me and Chris. Sitting there chilling. We're listening to music. And this is where, it's why I tell people all the time, it's not bad to listen to music. Just understand that music is the soundtrack to your life. So whatever you're listening to, it can have effect on your life, and there's some stuff that you may not believe going on with the music industry and these celebrities that you guys love so much. And I'm not gonna get into that. I'm just gonna tell you what happened to me. You can take it for what you want and believe it for what you want. I'm just gonna be honest with you. Tell the story the same all the time. Anybody who's ever heard this story, I promise you they'll probably tell you that's probably exactly how I remember him telling it to me. But so I'm listening. We're sitting there. Girls are outside in the pool. And we're listening to this song. I don't want to say who it was or whatever. I don't want to, put any names out there. But it was a well-known artist, and he just came out at the time. And he had a song out. Very popular. I've heard the song a million times. Everybody knew the song. It was played at every party. And so we're listening to that. And so the speaker and everything's over here. So I kind of hear the music over here. The door is right here to the shed. It's like in front of me, and the kids are out there, so you hear them playing out there. But all of a sudden, I hear like this crazy noise. It's like, kind of like, how I explain it, they say you have a knob, right, like a radio, and somebody gets the knob and they turn it, right? Well, that's what it was. It was like somebody grabbed the knob and turned it, and I heard like this weird, like, whoo, kind of like somebody slowed down time. Like, whoa, what was that? You know what I'm saying? And so I hear this noise. It was like, and it's like everything kind of slowed down, time stopped. And then I'm hearing like auto-tune robot voices. And it was like I hear the girls outside with the kids and they're playing, but it was like auto-tune type voices. It was weird. It was like robots. It was like T-Pain. That's what I was listening to. Like I heard. I'm like, what? Like, what's going on? I'm thinking like, what's going on? And then at the same time, I start hearing like laughter. Like I'm hearing like laughter all around me, and I'm like, I'm freaking out. Like, okay, like what's going on right now? Like this is crazy. And so this whole time this is going on, I hear the music, and keep in mind I said it's a song that I've heard so many times. And I'm listening to the song, and in the song, the person, he's rapping. And he's rapping, like I said, I know the words. So I'm trying to listen up, trying to, catch the beat. But as he's rapping, I literally hear him saying, as if he was rapping directly to me. He was telling me how he sold his soul to the devil. He was rapping on beat. He's telling me that he was walking down the street in a dark alley. I saw the man with the trench coat. I was kind of freaking out, but this is kind of what I was picking up on. And I'm like, yo, what's going on? Like, what is this? It's not no remix, And I'm getting chills talking about it. And but I'm listening, and I'm hearing him, and he's talking. He opened the trench coat, and he said, "What do you do?" He's rapping this, and as he's rapping this, I'm hearing this voice, and it's like right here in my ear, and the voice is telling me, "I can give you everything you want, Patrick." He said, "Everything that you've been thinking about." He said, the fame, the money, the women. He said, "These people are telling you that you have everything to be on TV, whatever." He said, "I can give it to you." This is what the voice was telling me right here. as I'm hearing this other person rap about what he did. And the voice is saying, as long as the people you love can't see the truth in your eyes, they'll never know. That's what the voice was telling me. He said, I'll give you everything. I will make you famous. I will make you rich. Everything you want. As long as the people can't see the truth in your eyes, the people you love, they'll never know. And at the time, I always wore two people who knew me, I always wore two things. I always had these black Ray-Bans and a red Phillies hat. The Phillies won the World Series like that year. And my name's Patrick. My last name's Porcher. So the red Philly hat with the white P and the star, I wore it all the time. His voice was telling me, go in the house, get your red hat and your black shades, and just relax. And let me take care of everything. And I'm hearing this voice and I'm like, what? Like, what's going on? And so I start to I feel myself believing it, you know, because I was already thinking, what if I did sell my soul? What if this is real? And like I said, I'm waking up at 3 a.m. and I'm thinking, what if this is real and I could sell my soul to the devil, knowing that I made this sacrifice and everybody I love, my family, my friends back home, they'll never have to worry again. I'll make sure for a fact that they'll never have to need for anything. I just keep the secret in my heart, and you know, they'll never need anything again. I was thinking that. And so the offer was presented to me. And I remember I started to believe it. I remember I was like, okay. He kept telling me, go get your shades and your hat. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go get my shades and my hat. Whatever's talking to me, I'm gonna go do it. And as I started believing it, I remember I would believe it and everything would come back to normal. The noise, the music, it would come back to normal. And I remember I got up, I was sitting down, and I got up like this to go do it. I was like, I'm gonna go get my hat and my shade. I went up to get up like this. And as soon as I got up, maybe that much, I felt this pressure. It was unbelievable pressure I've never felt in my life. And I know now, that was God. And he was stopping me. He was saying, nah, you need to sit down. And so I sat back down. And like I said, the music's still playing. I thought I was tripping, right? I'm like, oh, man, I'm going crazy. Until, remember, I said I wasn't the only one in the shed. I look over to Chris, and he's looking dead at me. And I go, no, he even said it. He tapped me. As I got up, sat back down, and I'm tripping, I'm going crazy. He taps me. I look over, I'm like, what's up? Because I can't talk, I'm tripping. So what's up? He said, do you hear what he's saying right now? I looked at him dead in his eyes. I said, every word. And I said, hey, I change it, bro. I can't listen to this no more. Change the song. Change the song. It's another song, popular song, new song. I don't want to say the names because it's I'm not trying to put these people out there. I don't want to say anybody did anything, but this is a specific song. And in this song, he says these lines. You know, the song, as long as my love me, as long as my women love me, whatever. He says this line. I don't remember exactly what he says, but at the beginning of the song, he says, some, and these girls love me like Satan, man. That was the very first line in the song when he changed the song. And there's probably 4 or 5 people who were artists in this song. I promise you on everything I love. Everything I love. As soon as he said that verse. And these girls love me like Satan, man. They stopped rapping. The music's going. I'm hearing all these voices and stuff. They stopped rapping. And they're laughing. They're laughing. As if and I'm hearing this what? Are these people in the box, in the boom box right now? You know what I'm saying? And they're laughing as if they're mocking what he's saying. They're laughing, they love him like Satan, he's for real. They're not joking, they're laughing. And I remember I'm tripping out, right? I'm like, yo, what's going on? What is this? What is going on? And so I sat there for another couple minutes, and Chris already verified that he's hearing what I'm hearing. And finally, I was like, I couldn't take it no more. I'm like, this is crazy. So I remember I got up, I stood up, I looked at Chris, and I said, hey, my exact words, I'm cool off this, man. I said, I'm cool off this music. I'm cool off this lifestyle. Everything that I've been doing, I'm cool, man. I don't want this no more. And I walked out the shed. Keep in mind, at the beginning of the story, I said, everybody's in the house. I walked out the shed, and I went in my room. And my room's all the way at the end of the house. I went in my room, you open the door, my bed's right there, it's facing the wall. I won't lay down, I'm facing the wall. I'm freaking out, right? I'm like, what's going on? I'm sweating, I got the cold sweats, I'm chilling, right? I'm laying there, I'm like a baby curled up in a ball. I'm like freaking out, I'm facing the wall, the door's behind me. I remember at the beginning of the story, I said, pay attention, nobody's in the house, everybody's outside. So I'm laying there, and all of a sudden, as soon as I lay down, I'm facing the wall. I kid you not, I start to hear noises. I start to hear scratches on the wall. It's the fan. Like I have a fan right here. That little thing that you pull right here to change it, it's shaking. It's like moving around. The doorknob, it's like somebody's trying to open the door. I'm hearing bumps. I'm hearing scratches. I'm hearing all types of crazy noises all at once. And I know, like, oh, this is not a joke. This is not a drill. Like, the devil was just offering me to sell my soul to him. And I just ran in my room. So now he coming to get me. And I tell everybody the same thing. I said, the best way I can explain it, I'm laying there curled up on my wall, facing the wall. I'm hearing all this noise behind me. The door's behind me. I'm hearing the doorknob. I'm hearing the fan. I'm hearing the scratches, the bumps. If you ever seen the movie Jaws, like the old movie Jaws, the shark, right before he attacks and kills somebody or whatever, eats somebody, they play that theme music, that dun-na, 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 and you know, the anticipation, like, oh, something's about to get got, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, he about to get got. That's basically what I was feeling. Like, if you could just imagine that scene, like something's about to get me. It's getting darker, darker, closer, closer. That's what I was feeling. And so I'm curled up, I'm tripping out, I'm sweating, I'm hearing this, I'm hearing scratches on the wall, I'm hearing my door open. I just literally heard the devil telling me, you know, you sell me your soul, I'm gonna give you everything. That's pretty much what he was telling me. And so I'm in there, I'm scared, I'm shaking. I'm like, okay, I'm 21 years old. I know I was living wrong, you know. I know I was doing drugs. I know I've been, you know, just wilding out, you know. So I'm sitting there, I don't know what to think, I don't know what to do. I'm hearing this, and whatever was about to grab me, it was literally seconds away from grabbing me. Like I said, dun-na, 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 dun-na. And then it was like that last second before whatever wanted to get me was about to get me, I heard a voice. First time I ever heard God's voice in my life. It's like I heard it. It was like so quiet, yet it was so loud, as if somebody screamed from miles and miles away. And keep in mind, I'm running the streets, I'm doing drugs, I'm selling drugs, I'm sleeping with women, I don't even know their name. I'm lying to people, you know, I'm moved up to manager now. Now I'm managing the restaurant, you know. And so I'm listening, I'm going through this, I'm hearing these noises, and I heard this voice, and all it said was, pray. That's it. That's all I heard. I'm sitting on my side like this, I'm freaking out, I'm crying, I'm sweating, and I heard a voice. And it said, it's like real faint, but it's like somebody screamed it from so loud, like so far away. And it's like, it just got to me, but I heard it so clear. It said, pray. Keep in mind, I didn't know how to pray. Like I told you earlier, I didn't know how to pray. So immediately, as soon as I heard that voice, it was like the last millisecond I had before whatever's gonna get me got me. And so I turned from my side, I turned on my back, and for the first time in my life, like I started repenting. I started asking God to forgive me for everything that I could possibly think of. I didn't know how to pray. All I was saying was, God, I'm sorry for everything. I'm sorry for the drugs. I'm sorry for the lies. I'm sorry for living my life like this. And I'm crying. I'm weeping, man. I'm like, I don't know what's going on. I'm freaking out. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for the life that I've been living. I'm sorry that I don't know you. I'm sorry that, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, I'm sorry. I don't know. I'm sorry, but you're here. I know you're here. And the moment I started doing that, I felt this. It was like a tingly sensation. I tell everybody the same thing. It was like a tingly sensation. And it started from the very top of my head. I felt it, like how I'm, like if you do this right now and you feel it, and it went all the way down. I felt it all the way down. My whole body, like every part of my body, like I felt it. To the bottom of my feet, I felt it. And that's when I knew, like, now I know, like, okay, that was God. He took me in his arms and he hugged me. And, he saved me. And so after that, I prayed. Everything went away. All the noises, all the, like, that feeling, everything went away. And so I was still like, man, what just happened? I don't even know, God. He just saved me. Whatever just happened, just happened. And so I'm like, you know what? I still feel weird. I'm still scared. I still feel dirty, So I'm like, I went to go take a shower. And I was in the shower. I didn't know what to do, man. I'm freaking out. Like, I'm 21 years old. This literally just happened to me. I turned on Pandora. I put on gospel music. I didn't know. Like, I had no idea what to do. So I put on gospel music. Never listened to gospel music besides, like, my family who goes to church when they would play it when I'd visit them. And so I'm listening to this gospel music. I'm taking a shower, and I'm still trying to pray, trying to talk to God. I'm like, man, what just happened? What am I doing? Like, what's going on? And I'm like, I feel dirty. The devil was trying to get me. I don't know. Clean me, clean me. And so I'm cleaning myself. I'm listening to music. And, when you listen to gospel music, they have the choir. And, it's supposed to sound peaceful, real good, real peaceful. Well, at the beginning, when I'm praying, and I kid you not, man, I'm hearing screams. Like, I'm hearing screams, like torture, like screams of hell. Like, I'm like, oh, man, like whatever was trying to get me is still here. Like, they not gone. And so I'm still praying. And I'm telling God, like, whoever you are, I'm gonna follow you. I promise you. I'm not gonna go back. I promise you. Just clean me. Just get this. Help me right now. And then I would start the screams or whatever would start to go back to music, and it would go back to normal. And I finally got out the shower, and there was a song playing, and it was like God was telling me something, and that's the first time I knew. That's when they verified it. It was I forgot the name of the person, but the song title was "God Favored Me." I can't think of who sings it, but that was the title of the song, and that was the only song I got to actually listen to, because I was praying, and I'm hearing these screams and this and that, and then when I calmed down, that's the only song I actually got to listen to. And I looked at it, and I remember I screenshotted it, and it was "God Favored Me." And I was like, God telling me, he was telling me, I got you. Don't worry about it. I got you. So that whole night after that, I couldn't sleep. I didn't sleep at all that night. I remember I would go to sleep. I was so tired. I'm about to go to sleep, and as soon as I'm about to pass out, I'm dead tired. I can't stay up no more. I closed my eyes, I felt myself drifting. As soon as I got right there, I'm out, I saw a snake, a head of a snake. And it's his mouth was open just wide like this. And so imagine it's a snake's head, and it just kept going like this, right to my face. And right when it was about to close its mouth, I'd wake up. And that's the same dream. I had the same dream that whole night, the same dream. And I remember, so the next day after that, I go to work, and they're the other people at work, they're like, man, you look really sick. You should just go home. I was like, I didn't tell them what happened. I was like, yeah, I've been going through some stuff. I still wasn't feeling good, because this was the second day now that since this happened. And I was doing cocaine. I was popping ecstasy, Molly, drinking, smoking cigarettes, blacks, blunts. I was doing it all, you know what I'm saying? And when that happened, I stopped. I was done. I freaked out. I said, I'm not touching nothing no more. I would get up and read my Bible from the moment I got up until I went to work. And then I get home and read my Bible some more, and then go to sleep. And then I get home and read my Bible some more, and then go to sleep. And then I get home and read my Bible some more, and then go to sleep. And then I get home and read my Bible some more, and then go to sleep. And then I get home and read my Bible some more, and then go to sleep. And then I get home and read my Bible some more, and then go to sleep. And then I get home and read my Bible some more, and then go to sleep. And then I get home and read my Bible some more, and then go to sleep. And then I get home and read my Bible some more, and then go to sleep. And then I get home and read my Bible some more, and then go to sleep. And then I get home and read my Bible some more, and then go to sleep. And then I get home and read my Bible some more, and then go to sleep. And then I get home and read my Bible some more, and then go to sleep. And then I get home and read my Bible some more, and then go to sleep. And then I get home and read my Bible some more, and then go to sleep. And then I get home and read my Bible some more, and then go to sleep. And then I get home and read And I was so scared. You know, I'm like, yo, the devil's going to get me again, or he's going to come back. I was so scared. And I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to think. And so I went to work, and they were like, yeah, go home, whatever. And so I went home, and I started doing laundry. And I remember I was feeling so sick. And I knew it was because my body's reacting to all this stuff that I stopped doing. I was going through withdrawals, you know. And so I remember I told the Lord, I said, look, God, you already saved me. You already showed me how powerful you are. I said, I know this is what I did to my body, and I should be feeling this way. But I feel like I just want to get it out, you know. So I asked, you know, whatever's inside of me, I needed to come out. And I walked in the bathroom to throw up. The moment I walked in the bathroom, I swear it's like I walked into like a door in hell. It was hot. I immediately started sweating. My shirt immediately was drenched. I'm sweating from head to toe. Like the devil didn't want that stuff to get out of my system. To the point to where I remember it was so hot for no reason. I remember telling myself, I can't do it. And I remember I was about to walk out the bathroom and say, I'm just going to tough it out. I'm not going to throw up. But then I remember God telling me, you just pray for this. So I got back down on my knees and I said it again, get this out of me, and I threw up. And I kid you not, when I threw up, it was like tar. It was like not a regular throw up. It was like some black, it was like a demon was inside of me or something. And he literally just threw up, came out of my body like it was like I'd never seen it in my life, like never. And I'm like, what was that? You know, I flushed that toilet with a quickness, like, let me brush my teeth, you know, And, but it was insane. And I remember it's like soon as the moment I walked in that bathroom, it was like, but everywhere else in the house, it was fine. But the moment I walked in that bathroom, that's what happened. And so I started to feel better. I'm talking to Chris. Chris was there. Remember, I told you he was there. So I'm talking to Chris. He goes, you know, we're talking, and I go, man, you know, Chris, after talking and you know, we're talking about God and everything, and because he, you know, he grew up in the church also, and he has some crazy stories himself that happened to him, you know, with a lot of stuff and the evil that he saw. You know, he had family that practiced witchcraft, so he knew firsthand what was going on. He's like, oh, that's the enemy right there. Like, don't be afraid of that. Even though, you know, you're not perfect, you know, you choose to live your life, and you know, God was on both of our hands at that. You know, he had both of us in his hand that day. And, but he goes, you know, I said, I feel better. You know, we talking about this, I feel better. He goes, good, keep talking about it. Keep talking about it. Feel better, keep talking about it. I kid you not, my phone rang. Unknown caller. Chris is sitting right there. He could verify all this. I get a call, it's like an unknown caller. I'm like, who's calling me? So I answer it, right? I go, hey, hello. How you doing? This is what I heard on the other end of the line. I kid you not. You can take it for what you want, static, whatever. But after everything I just told you, this is what I heard on the other line. I said, hey, what's up? This is Patrick. I heard a deep breath, like a deep voice, like a breath, like, right? And then a growl. It was like, and I'm sitting there, right? I'm sitting there like, hello? This is Pat. What, can I help you? You know, I'm thinking I'm tripping. Like, okay, who's joking with me? I heard it again. It was a deep voice. I was like, I looked at Chris. I'm like, I put it on speaker. I said, hey, how can I help you? Looked at Chris again. A deep voice and that grunt. It was like, I said, hey, I don't know who you are, man, but God bless you. You have a good day. And I hung up. After that, God started revealing things to me. He started talking to me, showing me things in my past, things I'm like, you know, through my childhood, you know, and he would tell me like, this is why this happened, or this is what should have happened, or I had to save you from this. And one thing he showed me, I went to a lot of high schools. I moved around a lot. But one thing he showed me, he said, out of every school you went to, everywhere you went, he said, you were always the center of attention. People wanted to hang out with you. You were always popular. He said, but you were never doing it for the right reason. He said, when you do it for me, I will multiply your crowd and I will bring your crowd. And that was back like 7 years ago that he told me that. And I thought, you know, everything I was doing now, that's what he was doing. But now I believe this is what he meant. But So anyways, that starts happening. God starts talking to me. I start, you know, he literally started telling me, hey, I need you to call this person and tell them this. I'm like, okay. I'm beefing with my manager or another manager, and he's like, you need to tell her this right now. Like, get out your car and tell her. And I was hearing this, and I'm like, what? And keep in mind, I told you I was going crazy, right? I'm reading my Bible. This is not my lifestyle. I dance. People know me. I like to dance. I stopped listening to music. I started going crazy. I'm talking to God like, man, I can't live my life like this. Like, I'm not normal. Like, this is not me. This is not how I was raised. This is not how I was created. This is not, I was brought up, if I'm gonna keep it real, I was brought up real dysfunctional. You know what I'm saying? Like, my family is ghetto. My dad, like, I love him to death. My family, all that. But like, we weren't brought up like that, And so, as far as like cursing and the things that I was doing, and like, I'm like, man, this is not me, man. I feel like I was transformed into like I had to transform to Steve Urkel from Stefan. You know what I'm saying? Like, but and then God told me, I never called you to be perfect. I didn't tell you. When did I tell you at all that you had to change or be perfect? And that's what a lot of people right now get the misconception. You come to Christ, Christ's gonna change you. I'm still not perfect. People who still know me, I still got issues, man. But God's changing me. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm doing this. Because he's telling me, okay, it's time to do this. You feel me? And so I ended up taking over another store in Texas. And God, I moved, I relocated. So I was out there by myself. I'm living in a hotel now. And at this point now, I'm like, oh man, this is getting real. Like, I'm running this restaurant. I'm by myself. I'm like 2 hours away from where I was at with my family. Like, this is it. Like, God, if this is where I'm gonna be, like, I need you to let me know. And I've been out, like I said, I'm at the restaurant. I've been there for a while now. I'm still staying in the hotel. I'm looking every day. I was working at night, and I'm looking, trying to find a house or apartment or whatever, trying to build my life. And still, I'm talking to God, like, man, what am I doing? Like, what's the plan? Is this where you want me? And I remember I was still feeling like God was working on me, like he's still telling me things, he's still talking to me, but like, why am I still here? Why is nothing progressing? And I remember it was my last night at the hotel, and I was going to sleep, and I remember I was praying. And I felt bad about how I did it too, but I told God, I said, look, this is what I prayed for. Because he started telling me a lot of things, and all of this happened like back to back to back. Like, that whole story where the devil was trying to offer me, whatever, that all happened. And then all this happened within like maybe a month after, So I'm trying to figure all this out, how to live right, how to, be a Christian, a real Christian, I guess. And like, I don't know, I'm trying to figure life out. And now I'm by myself. So I'm like scared, I'm confused, I'm lost. But I remember I prayed, and I told God, I said, look, I said, if you take me back home, if this is not where you want me to be, then I need you to tell me, when I wake up. I said, if you take me back home to California and you give me my job back at UPS, because I told you I left UPS. I said, if you give me my job back at UPS, I'm going to rock with them, and I'm going to do everything that they want me to do. I'll do it to the best of my abilities. I won't complain, and I promise you I'm going to rock with them until my time's done. And another thing I prayed for, I said, I need my brothers to know, my brothers back home, all four of them, I need them to know this person that you are, like, what you did in my life. Like, I need them to know that, like, this for real, Now I got 3 of my brothers committed their life to ministry, man. I got one more, God I know is going to work on him, but he's super successful, you know what I'm saying? And, but 3 of my brothers committed to ministry. And like I said, recently after that I called them and I called my brothers, of course, and, my immediate family, and told them what happened. Because, I got to be their role model, and I got to tell them that this is not the way to go. And I called them and told them, and it took maybe I kid you not, it was like weeks after that, they're telling me they're going to church and this and that, and now 3 of them committed their life to ministry. So that was one sign of God, answering my prayer, and I said, if you give me my job back at UPS, I'm going to do everything else. I just retired. Like I said before this, I retired from UPS after 8 years. 8 years I was there that he brought me back. And guess what? Every year that I was there, I got promoted. I moved up. The youngest with no education, I didn't have no knowledge. I came back within 3 months. They was like, hey, you want to be a supervisor? You know what I did? I turned it down about 6 or 7 times. I turned it down. I prayed about it. I prayed about it, and I prayed, and I talked, and I prayed, and I talked to other people about it, talked to other people. Like, all I knew was the brown trucks, you know, we're going to drive. But where I'm from, they said, oh, it was going to be 10 years. Woo, 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 woo. So I talked to people about it. I prayed about it. Next thing you know, I became a part-time supervisor. Next thing you know, I moved up. Doors started opening up for me. Oh, whoa. And now, then it was to the point where I didn't even have to look. It was like, I want Patrick in the position, you know. And then I got so many people in. And the people that are still there, they're blessed right now. Their seed is prospering. You know, they stuck to it, and you know they're doing great things. They're about to change their lives, their family lives. It's a blessing. My younger brother was with me. We were in the same position. Getting paid the same amount of money. They said it wasn't going to happen, and I remember he got discouraged. Right. True story. I told a story about a vision God gave me, right? About the 3 rings. Well, this was another time God told me clearly. And there was a time where, you know, he was being discouraged, and he was like, I'm going to have to transfer. There's a conflict of interest because you're my brother. It's unheard of. 2 brothers working in the same building. And I'm in my quiet place, the same quiet place that God showed me the 3 rings. And I'm chilling, and I kid you not. God came to me clear as day, and he said, this is exactly what he said. I'm going to try to get it right. He said, there are no borders or boundaries more powerful than your Lord Jesus Christ. He said my brother's name, Ivory Porche, will be the next, he said the position, at the UPS building in Visalia, California. I called my brother up, and I said, hey, I know you've been stressing and this and that, but I got a message for you. This is what God just told me. A week later, he got a call from the HR, the head of HR in the district. And he said, hey, yeah, I remember I interviewed your brother. Come up for an interview. And no time after that, he got the position. And guess what position it was? It was my old position. So don't tell me God won't have favor on your life. Don't tell me that he won't change your life. And guess what? I didn't just stop there. I kept moving up. I started coaching. That's when I started to realize, like, this is what I want to do in my life, you know? And then I moved up into a position, and it was stressful, it was discouraging, it was tough, you know? When you're in UPS is the 4th largest employer in the nation, and, you know, I was in charge of a lot. And so, you know, you have a whole bunch of different bosses, and, you know, you got to be on these meetings, conference calls. I'm hiring people, I have to fire people, and I'm not the type of person to, like, discipline anybody. But I love my team. My team was great. I still keep in touch with all of them. They love me. I never had any issue with them. We killed it. We rocked it when I was in charge. They loved me enough to tell me their problems if they had any. And you know what? I would help them out. And I told them there was nothing they could do or say that's going to turn me away from them. And, you know, I told them a little bit of my story, and all who wanted to know, I told them, this is what God did for me. He could do it for you. And, but I knew that, I was not having peace, you know. And I remember this was before I bought my house. This was 3 years ago. And I was like really like going through a lot personally. I mean, like I said, you're not perfect. You know, I'm still not perfect. I was saved, and I'm still trying to figure things out on my own rather than just letting God do it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going through relationship issues, and I'm thinking I'm gonna take care of it. You know, I got this. You know. And I didn't really let God do his thing, because there's certain things, you know, you got to understand, I'm human. You have human emotions. You're going to go through things in life where you think, you know, you could do it on your own. But in reality, God's got to be there all the time. And so, you know, I was going through it. I was letting the enemy attack me. I was frustrated. I was stressed out. I was to the point where I was about to quit. I was about to walk away and quit my job any moment. I'm like, you know what? I've been tired of getting yelled at. I'm tired of getting, you know, things getting blamed on me. I can't, out of my control. I'm gonna have to sit there and just be degraded, like talk to, like, there's nothing I can do about it, you know. Oh, this is what we pay you for, you know. And I was ready to leave. And God came to me and he told me again. He said, this was in the midst of my, you know, my sin and my iniquity and me trying to figure it out. You know, I wasn't even talking to God like that. I would low-key pray to him sometimes, you know. I'm thinking I'm going to figure this out, or I'm too caught up in my own thing to like really seek his advice. But he was always there, no matter what, you know. And that's how much he loves you, how much he loves me. And he told me clear as day, He said, I didn't call you to retire, to work at UPS or retire from UPS. He said, I called you to build leaders for my kingdom. He said, you are a leader on this earth, and you are to build leaders for my kingdom. And then he showed me that vision again 7 years ago, and he said, when you start doing it for me, I will bring your crowd or whatever, and this and that. And he gave me a vision. He's like, look, I know this is what you want to do. I know your heart. You want to be a homeowner. Buy a house. Don't procrastinate. Don't think too much of it. You believe. You have faith. You've been working hard. You've been sowing this seed. Even though you still trying to live for yourself. I see what you're doing. I'm gonna bless you in the midst of your mess ups. You know what I'm saying? In the midst of your storm, in the midst of your whatever you're going through, I'm still gonna bless you. You know what I'm saying? Because I love you. And I'm like, dang. And he had to remind me, man, I forget what you brought me from and where I'm at right now. And you still want to bless me like that? All right, cool. So I had to make a decision. I got to readjust my mind. And so that's what I did. And so I bought my house. I paid off my debt. He gave me a vision. I encourage you, get a vision board. Write down what you want to do, what you want to have. Because I didn't have a vision board at the time. I wrote it on my mirror in my bathroom. But everything that I said I was going to do, I'm going to buy a house, pay off my debt, pay off my car, go back to school, leave UPS, retire by 30. I used to have a saying back in the day. I tried this business thing. And one of the slogans that I just immediately drew out to me was, they had a team. It was called the Rat Pack, retired at 30. And I would tell everybody that I'm going to retire at 30. Before I even believed in, speaking life into anything, I would say, I'm going to retire at 30. I'm going to be retired by 30. I'm going to retire. And guess what? February 8th, 2020, I retired. And people say, oh, you too young to retire. No. When I say I retired, meaning I made a decision with God, I sat down and I talked to God and I said, I'm never going to do anything in my life again that doesn't bring me peace. I see what you did. I see you brought me back here for a reason, to get to this point, to see that there's another plan out there for me. There's more out there for me. This was just a platform to get me here to see this. I had to go through certain things, and you had to trust me for me to understand this, because God's going to give it to you. Trust me, he's going to give anything you ask for. It says in the Bible. One thing that I know for a fact, his word don't return void. So if you ask for it, you best believe you're going to get it. But see, a lot of people, they get confused like, oh, well, I want a Lamborghini, or, I want a really fast car. Well, God's going to give you that car, that Lamborghini, but you're going to know how to handle that Lamborghini? You're going to know how to maintain that Lamborghini? You're going to know how to drive that Lamborghini? Are you going to be able to afford the insurance that comes with that Lamborghini? Are you just asking because that's what you want? That's why I say you got to ask in his word, like in his will. What is it that you believe in your heart that you are designed to do? And ask for the resources or whatever it is that's going to get you there to do it. Like I was making 6 figures. I walked away. You know what I'm saying? Like I had a plan. You know what I'm saying? I told God, I'm going to save this amount of money up. I didn't do it. I said I was going to leave at this time. I didn't do it. I procrastinated. I prolonged it, thinking I'm going to need this amount of money, or I'm going to need this, I'm going to need this. And you know what? I promise you, those extra month, 2 months that I prolonged, that was the worst time of my life working there. I was waking up with no peace. I wasn't sleeping. It's bad when you get off work on a Friday, you have the weekend off, and you're already thinking about what's going to go wrong on Monday. And you literally just left the building. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not healthy. Money is not everything. Trust me. Please believe me when I tell you that. Money is not going to bring you happiness. Money is not the root of all evil. The love for money is the root of all evil. See, I understand that I need to have money to do things in this earth that I want to do, but I'm not going to sell out for money. I'm not going to give up my happiness, my peace, my life, my time for money. I'm thankful that I'm where I am at right now. I'm blessed, and I don't have a family. But I guarantee you, if I did have a family, I would have been gone a long time ago. And that's no diss to anybody there. Some people enjoy that. That's what they love to do. Me personally, I would have enjoyed being a driver, just driving, But, everything happens for a reason. Nothing is on accident or mistake, And God showed me, this. I asked for it, and he provided it. I said, if you bring me back to UPS, I will do whatever they say. And he brought me back to, matter of fact, they called me. I didn't even call them. I was back in town, I think for like maybe 2 months. And I get a phone call. I'm working at a restaurant with my brother. I get a phone call. Hey, this is so-and-so UPS. I hear you back in town. Do you want to work here again? yes, I want to work there again. You know what I'm saying? Like, and not even realizing at the time, like, yo, I prayed for this. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people don't realize you may pray for something, you may forget about it. God ain't forget. And then I don't see it until, you know, I start moving up. Then, you know, I get people in, I get my brother in. I'm like, oh, man, maybe God really is listening to me. You know, maybe he is blessing me. He is answering my prayers. Like, what is so special about me? You know what I'm saying? Really. And I started learning a couple things. Like I said in the beginning, I was never a Bible pusher, never in church. You was never going to see me in church. But I know I had a relationship with God because what he brought me from, or what he saved me from, what happened in my life, the real life experience that I went through, I knew he was real. So I kind of, like, in my own space, like, yo, I talk to God more than anybody I know. I probably talk to God more than a lot of people at church. You know, that was my thinking of it. And so I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to do what he wants me to do, but I don't feel like he want me to be in a church. I don't feel like he want me to be a preacher. I don't feel like he want me to, you know, be having, I don't know, you know, God will call you to do anything. You know what I'm saying? If your job is to be a witness, then that's what you're going to do. You know, if your job is to feed the poor, that's what you're going to do, you know, and you're going to have great joy doing it. And that's fine. You know, my job, like I said, he told me you're going to build leaders. I don't know exactly yet what that means. But I know I wasn't building too many leaders at my career. At least at the last position I was at, they were more older people, and I didn't have as much time with them. But the younger group that I had before, oh man, they were great. And I know I left a lot of great impressions on a lot of people. And they all knew about when I got baptized like 3 years ago. Some of them went. So it was good. They all knew a lot of them knew my story, and it showed. And so I just know that, like, you know, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna build leaders, and this is like, I guess, my first step out on doing that. Cause, like I said, I never did this before. I never did this whole live thing. You know, you guys see I do videos or whatever. And at first I thought that's what it was. Oh, I'm a funny guy. I used to take acting class, drama in high school. You know what I'm saying? It was cool. I thought it was easy. Honestly, I took it because every time I would go to the bathroom to waste time, I saw a whole bunch of kids outside in the class not doing nothing, talking. And the majority of them were pretty girls. So I'm like, hey, I'm not trying to take wood class. I'm trying to take drama class. So, you know, I transferred in, and then, hey, I liked it. It was good, and I enjoyed it. And so, like, I make these videos, and I thought, okay, I'm going to make people laugh or bring joy to people. So I started making these videos, and that was stepping out of my comfort zone because I was so engaged in work that I just didn't really do it, you know? And but now it's like God's telling me, like, nah, man, you got to tell your story, you know? Because he's coming back soon, man, regardless if you guys believe it or not. He's coming back soon. You know, I don't want to get into politics or the media or anything that's going on, but, I mean, you just got to open your eyes. You can just open your eyes and see that this world is going crazy. Like, what's going on? I just read about a squirrel catching the plague. A squirrel? Like, we got to be afraid of squirrels now? A pawn wearing a mask? How am I going to run from a squirrel with a mask that I can't breathe in? You know what I'm saying? And that's why I say, man, like I posted a video earlier, Ephesians 6:13, man. It don't matter what's going on in the world. Put the whole armor of God on, man. He gonna protect you from anything. And that's the truth, man. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start, like I told you guys, man, I'm going to just start telling you what's real. God's been talking to me. He's been telling me some things. He's been wanting me to tell this testimony. I finally did it. So regardless if 2 people see it, 1 person, 5 people, it don't matter. Regardless if anybody saw it or not, I did it. I was obedient to it. You know, that's half the battle. You know what I'm saying? If only, you know, more people were more obedient to what God's telling them to do. Because trust me, there was times when he told me to do a lot of things, and I was like, I think I'm going to do my own thing, you know. And that's what it was, man. And surprisingly enough, you will never know whose life you will affect, or, you know, whose life you may change or save, you know, just by being you or just speaking up, you know. And one thing I noticed is that a lot of younger people are starting to speak up. And it says in the Bible, there will be visions and dreams in the end times. And it's no coincidence that, you know, I get on TikTok out of nowhere. Like, and you look, people can hate on TikTok, whatever, all you want. I don't care. I didn't really understand it, but it's easy. I get on there. I saw something. I could do it. I like it. Cool. It's quick. But out of nowhere, I get on. This was like recent too. Like, I get on and like it's like a For You page, right? So like apparently there's a algorithm. They're supposed to know your personality and what you like. And so like for the first month I was on there, it's like, okay, funny skits and stuff. Like, okay, whatever, cool. I could make that funnier. I know that for a fact. So I could do that better. And then out of nowhere, like I kind of get off of it and then I get back on and it's like nothing but like people talking about God. And I'm like, what? And it's like the whole time I feel like God's telling me, okay, you need to talk about me more. Now's the time to start talking about me. Spread your testimony. Show them that, you don't got to be nothing perfect or special to be, successful or have a life of abundance, because that's what it says in the Bible. I come to give you life more abundantly, right? And one thing I learned is God's not a respecter of people. And I tell that to a lot of people, like a lot of my friends, because they just like me, you know what I'm saying? You're not going to look at us and say, oh, they be in that church. No, you're going to look at us and probably have a bad, whatever, opinion, whatever. I got tattoos all over my head. It's crazy. I got earrings. Whatever, dude. I don't care. I'm going to love you regardless. But, God, he didn't love Noah more than he loved me. You know what I'm saying? He didn't love Moses more than he loved me. I'm like, whoa. When I learned that, I was like, word? So you love me like that? And, it says in the Bible, he knew you before you were in your mother's womb. So it's like, no matter what I did or what I'm doing, what I've done, what I think I'm going to do, it's like, bro, I knew you. I know you, man. I love you. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people get this misconception, like, God's like a principal or some dean who's just ready to punish you or something. Nah, trust me, he's not. Because if that's the case, I would still be in timeout or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Or hit with a paddle, whatever, lashes, whatever you want to think. You know what I'm saying? Or still be in detention right now. Nah, man, he loves you. No matter what you've done, he's going to love you. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing he keeps showing me, because I'm like, man, I mess up a lot. But recently, like, I'm like, man, he's really been working on my life, and he's really just been talking to me and trying to tell me, like, I need somebody like you, and that's me talking to you too. Like, he needs people like you, like me, like he needs people like us, that people can relate to. Like, there's no status quo, there's no certain image, you know what I'm saying? And the whole misconception about if you follow God, you're going to be broke. Bruh, I'll be 30 in October. I have a 4-bedroom house. It's brand new. I'm the first person to walk in it, live in it. Like I said, my car's paid off, my debt's paid off. It's nothing special. And I'm very humble. Everybody knows me. I'm humble. I don't got to brag. I don't got to do none of that. You just got to really just talk to God, and he's going to do what he said he's going to do. And he said, if you ask, it will be given to. If you knock, the door will be open. All who seek, you will find. You have not because you ask not. It's that simple. So when I say I'm going to ask for 6 acres of land, you better believe I'm going to get 6 acres of land. It may not come tomorrow. It may not come next year. But throughout my lifetime, I'm going to get it. And, like I said, have a vision board so that you remind yourself that this is a promise. God said, if I ask for it, I'm going to get it. That's a promise. His word don't return void. So I'm going to keep talking. I'm going to keep asking. You have not because you ask not. Okay. So I'm going to ask big. I'm going to ask for a lot. That don't mean I'm going to be selfish. Nah. He said, I come to give you life more abundantly. So if you don't know what that means, look it up. But if he says, I'm going to give it to you, then I'm going to ask, man. And if I say I'm going to be financially free and not have to work and stress and work so many hours to make so much money and have so much limited time with my family and do what I want to do, then I'm going to ask for that. And I'm going to believe that it's going to happen, because faith is the size of the mustard seed will move mountains. Greater is he that lives in me than he that lives in the world. Right? Okay, so if Jesus, the Holy Spirit's in me, and he living in me, like I said earlier, like the Avengers, right? And you see Hulk, every time he gets mad or he gets angry, he turned into this beast, right? It don't matter who. If it was Thanos, right? He going to go take on Thanos, right? With all Infinity Rings, right? It don't matter, because he's not thinking. He just reacting. His spirit is just reacting, right? That's the Holy Spirit, man. Not saying like in a violent terms, but that's the Holy Spirit that's in you, man. Like you say you're going to do something and you believe it, you talk to God about it, best believe you're gonna move that mountain. You're gonna climb that hill. I guarantee you. I promise you. I promise you. It's no secret. I got money in the bank. I have accounts. Like, I don't need to brag. I don't need to go out here and like these people think, oh, you, unless you in the streets and you're not making music or you're not an NBA, like, oh, like what? Come on, let's be real. Like, that's not real life. And like I said, the offer was given to me. That's why I say I need to tell these people this. I need to tell this young generation this. Like, that's not real. That's fake. The devil is out there, and he's really trying to take your soul by what you believe and what you see and what you watch and what you hear. That's fake, man. That's why. Why do you think all these celebrities are depressed, man? You got everything you want, and you depressed? Why? Because God said, I'm going to give you the peace. I'll give you everything. You seek the kingdom, everything else is going to come after. God is love, right? So if you depressed, you don't have love, right? At least that's my opinion. And if you don't have love, it's because you don't want love. God is going to show his presence in your life regardless if you want it or not, but you have the opportunity and the choice to push him away. That's your decision, though. And no matter what I've been through, what I've seen, I ain't never pushing God away. I don't care. I don't care what goes on in the world. We all this black versus white, police versus everybody, COVID-19, squirrels running around with diseases and all. Man, stop, man. I don't care. I don't care. All that means is that God's going to be coming that much sooner than if that's the case, because if you read the Bible, all this stuff is being written in the Bible. It's already been written. And if you read the Bible, you already know that the enemy is already defeated. So you're already winning the battle. You're in an army that can't lose. You're a warrior that won't lose. You can't be defeated. So it's like, why walk around like you are? Yeah, you're going to have some tough days. So what? God never said that you wasn't. You know what I'm saying? It says, for no weapon formed against me shall prosper. It never said that the enemy ain't going to form that weapon. It never said that the enemy ain't going to throw that weapon at you or try to use it. But it said no weapon formed against me shall prosper. So it don't matter what you got coming at me, whether it be through a virus, whether it be through, I don't know, anything this world has to offer, it don't matter, because I already know it's not going to happen. You feel me? Like, it's just not. So, I don't know. I just felt like God was putting it on my heart and my spirit to tell you guys that story, that testimony. A lot of people know me. I know a lot of people have questions, and I've heard some crazy stories, man. Like, what are you doing now? How are you doing this? What are you selling drugs? No, I'm not. I'm just chilling, man. I'm living the best life. It's almost been 6 months. And honestly, I haven't lacked for anything. I've gained. I've been blessed. Doors have been opening. The main thing God's been working on with me is patience. And so I'm just, learning how to just chill, because I'm always like, my mind's always roaming and I'm always trying to do something or figure something out, And, it says to be still and know that I am God, And I feel like that's something that we all got to do right now. Just be still. Don't do anything at all. Just chill. Meditate on the word. Meditate on God. You know what I'm saying? And just know that He's going to take care of everything. And just know that you ain't got to be perfect. He's going to meet you right where you are. You ain't got to meet Him halfway. You ain't got to go put no makeup on. You ain't got to go take a shower and get dressed up all nice in a shirt and tie. No, you ain't got to do none of that. He's going to meet you right where you are. And whatever He don't approve of, He going to fix on His time. So don't stress yourself out about, oh, I'm a sinner, I'm doing this, I'm still stuck on this. That's fine, cool. I'm not going to judge you. So let he without sin cast the first stone. My hands is empty, you feel me? Like, God's going to change you in His time. He's a timely man. So don't stress out if you're new to this whole walk, you know what I'm saying? Don't even worry about it. God's going to take care of everything. And like I said earlier, if you don't believe that God loves you, or you don't think He's real, hey, come holler at me, man. You come to my house, we'll have a sit down, we'll talk, we'll do whatever. It don't matter. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just really, at this point, the only thing that matters to me is just like what God's been telling me. And what He's telling me is that it's not time to, like I said, it's not time for sin. He's going to be coming back soon. He gave me a job to do. He said, I need you to build these leaders up. And regardless if you believe it or not, you are a leader. You are a warrior, God's going to use you for amazing things, and you're already in a perfect army. And who knows what role you have in that army? You may be the Captain America of that army, or you may just be one of the extras on the sideline. But guess what? You're going to be used. You know what I'm saying? It's on you to decide where you want to stand in that fight. As for me, though, I don't know if there's anybody better than Captain America or whatever, Batman or whoever. I'm trying to be one of them, one of the greats. But he said, I'm a leader. I got to build leaders. So that's what I'm trying to do, man. I'm nothing perfect. I'm nothing great. People who know me know I'm just down to earth. I'm chill. I'm not going to judge you. I'm not going to condemn you. I'm not going to tell you can't hang out with me. You can't come over. Nah, none of that. But if you ask, I'm going to tell you about my story. I'm going to tell you about my life. I'm going to tell you who I believe. And if you're around me long enough, you're just going to see it. It's just going to come out. I can't help it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not fake. But that's just me, man. But I encourage you guys to really just sit and talk to God. Like, and when I say talk to God, like, I don't know, I feel like people get this perception like God is going to come to you like all, I don't know, spiritual and with fancy words. Nah, man, nah. God's going to talk to you how I'm talking to you right now. How I talk to God is how I'm talking to you right now. And how he responds is kind of how like I'm talking. You know, there's times when mainly he comes to me as like a coach, you know, like a parent. And that's what God is. He's a father. He's a father figure. So think about it too. He's never gonna force you to do anything. That's why you have free will, right? It's like a father figure. Like if you have children, you're never gonna force your child to do anything. You're never gonna force your child to go a certain way. You're gonna love your child no matter what. That's how God is, right? He's never gonna force you to do anything. If you don't want to talk to him, cool. That's your choice. You don't want the blessings he got to offer for you, that's your choice. But he's still going to be like, hey, dude, I love you. Come give me a hug. I got this for you. You know, when that happened last week, that was me. It's okay that you don't really acknowledge it, but guess what? I still love you, you know. That's God, man. He's not no, oh, man, you did that today? Nah. Oh, I'm writing that down. No, I got to write that down. No. Nah, man, that's not God. Everything you will be held accountable for. But when you give your life to God, when you give your life to Christ, and you become a servant for Jesus, he wipes it away. He starts changing your life. And he sees you as the king or queen that you are. Trust me, I done made enough mistakes in my 29 years for me, you, and however many people was watching this. I promise you. But he came and he changed my life, and he's continuing to change my life. And I believe that he's going to do the same for y'all. And I'm still not perfect. I'm never going to be perfect. And I'm not going to try to be perfect. I still have flaws, but I know God's going to work on those in time. And as long as I continue to let him work on me, that's all that matters, man. That's really all that matters. It doesn't matter what people think. You know, you're never going to find your identity in people. You find your identity in Christ. So if you stuck in between, you know, what you want to believe in or who you want to follow, take it from me, man. I'm just your average Joe with above average dreams. And that's because I listen to God. And, you know, I could show you, you know, a million things. I could tell you a million things. But until you actually start talking to him for yourself, you won't really understand what I'm saying. But if you have a relationship with Jesus Christ, he's going to open up doors. He's going to open up your mind. He's going to open up your vision. He's going to do a lot of things and show you where you need to be, to where you don't have to struggle. You don't have to, you know, stress. You're going to have peace. Because all that's all from the enemy, you know. 1 Peter 2:22, by his stripes I am healed. That means when Jesus Christ died on that cross, whatever wasn't from God, he took with him. So all that stress, depression, suicide, and anxiety, that's all from the enemy. That's not from God. So we're not supposed to live that type of life. We're supposed to live, you know, we're supposed to be turning up, you know, for God and just living in peace and happiness, and just know that when the enemy does try to bring that in our life, that we have the proper tools to take it out. That's pretty much what it is, you know. Your life's never going to be perfect. You're going to have your trials, you're going to have your errors, your issues, but, man, there ain't nothing God can't take care of. And I tell you that firsthand. Even before I was, I don't know, I got a lot of stuff I could tell you guys, but I'll keep that for another time. But I don't know, maybe I'll start doing this more and start talking to y'all, because I don't know. It feels good. It feels like I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, you know what I'm saying? Rather than just like thinking about it. You know how when you think like, oh, God's telling me to do something, but really you just like, don't do it, and then you're like, oh man, I'm gonna get in trouble. Nah. But just, I don't know. I'm gonna start doing this and talking to y'all. If you guys have any questions, like I said, hit me up, man. I'm a normal dude. I'm still learning. I'm taking some classes right now. I'm taking a class right now on spiritual warfare. So I'm learning a lot right now as far as, you know, what it means to put on your whole armor of God. And that scripture stood out to me when I first learned about it like 3 years ago. Because I didn't know, you know. And there's a lot, like I said, I've never been a Bible pusher. So scriptures that I learned from, you know, watching sermons and my brothers. And so now that I'm actually digging into them and understanding them and learning them and trying to get the context for myself and asking God to like reveal stuff to me, it's like, man, that's pretty powerful. That's dope. And like he showed me like the whole Avengers thing, and I don't know, man, like it's dope to know that like all of them have like a special feature about them, like Iron Man, his suit, or, you know, Black Panther has that suit too, and Thor with his hammer. But it's like, really, like, God gives you all of that. Like, you're the ultimate warrior. Like, you can't be defeated, like, literally. So just the thought of that, when I think about that, it's like, man, yo, I'm about to do some great things in this world, and I don't care what the enemy tries to bring up. So I'm about to go hard. But I don't know. That's just me. There's a little bit more to, I guess, my testimony. I could get more in depth with it, but I won't bore you guys with that. You can ask me. I do plan on making a YouTube video about it and put it on my YouTube page, like more in depth with everything. And Chris also hit me up and said that he's down to get on and tell his part, because he was there too for a lot of it, and I believe it changed both of our lives. And yeah, and I hope, you know, it helped you out. And just know that, you know, if you feel like your life is being attacked and you're around a lot of evil, just know that God is there, and he's going to be there, and he's going to get you out of it. And because he can't lose, point blank period. So, but yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed that. I don't even know how long I was on here. I was a little weird. It was a little different, but yeah, I said what I had to say. But yeah, I'm gonna be chilling. So if y'all have any questions, holler at me. I'll probably pop up later. I don't know how to do live on TikTok. I've been trying to do it. Don't be making fun of me for TikTok either, because you can reach a lot of people with TikTok. I don't know. A lot of people be watching TikTok. But yeah, you can catch me on TikTok too. But I'm trying to go live on TikTok too, on Instagram. I'm just trying to tell this story, man. That's what God telling me to do, so that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna tell my story and hopefully give y'all hope and know that, hey, it's not impossible. Nothing's impossible. You can have anything you want. All you gotta do is ask. You have not because you ask not. So start asking, ask big, and believe. Believe for it, have faith. And it's gonna happen. But, all right, y'all. Y'all have a good day, all right? Be safe out there.